Hey guys, this is your practice video for the Clara Schumann melody. So let's take a look at the first 8 bars for starters. If you are scanning it really quickly, you're going to see that we have a couple of instances of sharp 4. And then we do get one on the piano right here that I'll mention as well. Now, we talked with the Schubert piece last time about how sharp 4 is often our indicator that we're either tonicizing or modulating to the dominant. And with the Schubert, we actually switched our numbers, right? And with the Chaminade as well, switched our numbers to numbers for the dominant for a little bit. Now, this one's a little bit different because we get these sharp 4s in measures 3 and 4, and then almost immediately after, we go back to regular diatonic 4. And then we get a sharp 4 again before our half cadence at measure 8. So this is a great instance of us tonicizing the dominant without ever really going there for keeps. So with that in mind, you're going to sing through this entire piece in A flat major numbers. You're never going to change your number system. A lot of you, when you get to those sharp 4s, are preferring to call them something different. So I heard a lot of you calling them shore in your videos. That is totally fine. I completely encourage that. If you would rather just call it 4, that's fine too. The main thing here is that you are going to stay in A flat major. You are not going to switch your number system for this piece. So your opening 8-bar phrase, this piece is in an ABA. So this is your A section. B section starts here, and then your A section comes back in the second page at the a tempo. So let's work through those first 8 bars. If you're in a place where you're able, I would love for you to just try and sight read through the first 8. So here's your key. And if you're in a place where you can, just kind of pause me and see if you can work through this on numbers, nailing that sharp 4 and then transitioning back to diatonic 4 when you get to bar 6 and 7. And now let's just work through it as a group. So when you start, there's your regular 4. There's your sharp 4. Now, if you are having trouble going from sharp 4 to 6 right here, a great strategy is to stick a 5 in there. So stick a stepping stone in there as you're practicing. So if I'm going from the scale degree 1 right here, and this is super stepwise, that should hopefully be helpful for you. So if you want to stick a helper pitch in there, 1, 2, 3, sure, 5, 6, 5, sure, sure, 5. And then as you get more comfortable where 6 is, you can take it out. 1, 2, 3, sure, sure, 6, 5, sure, sure, 5. And then you won't need it after a few times. So stick a 5 in there if you need a little help. Okay, so that's your crash course for the A section. B section. This is where all the fun happens, but let's talk about how we get there. So when you finish here, you're on scale degree 5, and you've got 3 measures of nada. You do not have to sit there and conduct and stare at your webcam for 3 measures. You can take yourself out of time and reboot at the B section, that's fine. Let's talk about how you find that pitch though. So you just ended up on scale degree 5 here. You've got to go all the way up to 4. There are tons of ways you can do it. A lot of you will probably pitch the octave in your head and then step down to 4. Some of you might go 5 to 4, 5, 4, and then find this 4. That's fine too. What I think is actually the easiest way, at least for me, so you come to the end of this phrase, 1, 6, 5, and in my head I'm arpeggiating a 5 chord, 5, 7, 2, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2. So that for me is the easiest way to arpeggiate in your head a nice 5, 7. Which gives you a lovely scale degree 4 on top to start your next phrase. So play around and see which one works for you. Okay, let's talk about this B section. It's super chromatic. The most important thing for you is that you know where your half steps are. And if it were me, I would probably be marking them all in. So what I mean by that, I tend to do these little kind of carrots for my half steps, but knowing where your half steps are is going to be super, super important for this phrase kind of locking in. You've got one over the page break. And then almost an entirely chromatic stretch up here. But as you can see, there's no consistency really with it. You're alternating between half and whole steps. As you're practicing this, do it under tempo. So be really slow and really diligent and really cognizant of where all those half and whole steps are. And that will help kind of lock it in. Don't try and rush through it. It'll fall apart. And then you're back at the A section and you are pretty much home free. So, and I will put this in the description of the video. For a check, you're just singing it for me on numbers while you conduct. For plus, I would like you to sing it for me on numbers. And then you will also sing just through the half cadence here. So measures 1 through 8. You will sing it again for me in alto, clef, solfège. So what that means is you are going to have to transpose it. So if we are thinking in alto clef, if we're just gonna stick an alto clef on this, your starting pitch then is fa. So if fa is 5, that means that 1 is then B flat. So you will sing measures 1 through 8 for me in B flat major on alto clef solfège. That is for a plus. So check, whole thing on numbers, plus, whole thing on numbers, plus bars 1 through 8 in alto clef on solfège. If you want to practice, buddy, hop into my office hours. I'm happy to run it through with you guys. All right, stay safe, be well.